Alright, I think I'm recording. Today's video is kind of a loose inspiration for a recipe I found while rummaging through this 1980s goodness. The American Diabetes Association of the American Dietetic Association Family Cookbook. I really stumbled upon that because I get distracted by my surroundings. The joys of having Asperger's. This is a nice throwback cookbook from the 80s. Recipes for your family that are diabetic friendly. And I was skimming through them. Most of them are what you expect from an 80s cookbook. Stuff that we probably wouldn't even eat today because it's just chemical laden. But one thing I found was called lentils with franks. And the recipe calls for lentils, a half a pound of frankfurters, onion, a bay leaf, water, and salt. And it says for variation, you can substitute chicken or beef stock for water, which is what I'm doing. I just put a couple of bouillon cubes. But since I don't hate you guys completely, there's no way in hell I'm cooking onions, hot dogs, and lentils. I'm going to be using mild Italian chicken sausage. I figured this would go way better and be healthier than hot dogs and lentils. The joys of 80s cookery. It's not edible by human standards today. But I got this at Aldi. It was just a few bucks. It has mozzarella, cheese, pepper, and onion in it. And it's the Never Ending brand, so it's no hormones and stuff. So I figured rather than use hot dogs, I was going to do that. So what you want to do, the recipe says get 2.5 cups of water or stock, which I'm using chicken, 1 cup of raw lentils washed and drained, which is what I did. I washed them thoroughly and drained them. And we're going to give that a nice stir. I figured I'd share this on my channel. Thank you for the 57 people who've subscribed to me. I hope I get more. But I figure I share this on my channel because if I modify it by using chicken sausage, or if you want to use tofurkey to make it vegan, and use the original recipe suggestion by using salt, a little bit of salt and bay leaf to cook the lentils rather than the chicken stock, you can make it vegan by using tofurkey and the bay leaf and salt that they called for. But I'm using their suggestion of, switching it up by using chicken stock to cook this because I'm going to use chicken sausage. So you're going to wait for that to come to a boil, and you're going to let it simmer for 35 minutes. And while it's simmering, you're going to want to cut up your chicken sausage, about 1/4 of a cup of onion. I use it small. This is completely optional because I have so many baby Bella mushrooms. I'm just going to throw them in there. I figured to give a nice touch. But it's strictly optional. Or you can substitute a container of mushrooms instead of sausage, or you don't want tofurkey to make it completely vegan. So you can just have, some baby Bella mushroom with onion and then the lentils. And just cook the lentils in the bay leaf and salt water like it suggested. So that could be a good variation on that, but I'm going to use, I'm making this with chicken. But I know it's not the exact recipe for this, but I figured it inspired me to be creative because there's no way in fucking hell I'm eating hot dogs and lentils. Why combine one healthy thing that's nourishing and throw a bunch of nasty processed hot dog in it? But I figured I'd take a gamble with this because it's the Never Ending brand. No nitrates, antibiotic, chicken raised, nitrates, preservatives. This is why I like Aldi's. They're really stepping up their game. But if you see it's coming to a boil, you want to turn it down and simmer it for 35 minutes. And while the lentils are cooking, all the stuff you chopped up towards the end of cooking, just saute in the pan with some olive oil until the onions are translucent and soft. So I'm going to be jump cut because I'm not going to keep this camera rolling for 35 minutes. And with the magic of television, we're back. Alright, after 35 minutes, your lentils should look like this. There's going to be a little bit of water in there. If you want to drain your lentils, because that's what the recipe says. But I'm storing this in my handy dandy Tupperware for overnight because I have work tomorrow, and that way, like, there's just dinner prep tomorrow because I don't get off at 8, but since my boyfriend and stuff work and I work different time schedules, like, he gets up at like 2 in the morning to go to work and is home by like 10 a.m. And I work nights. It gives us the day to spend together. But like eating schedule, when I'm leaving for work, he's about ready to hit the hay in a couple hours. So that way there's a nice thing of dinner ready no matter what. Or I just put something in a crock pot, but I don't think I could put this in a crock pot. I'm just picking through anything I see. I see a little shell right there. So I thought I sorted them all. But you can drain it, but I went off track. But you can drain it, but I'm keeping a little bit of water in there so when it reheats, it's not like all dry and stuff. Like if we were going to reheat it in the microwave or just reheat it in general. And while it was cooking, I sauteed my mushrooms, my chicken sausage, and my onion until, you know, that your mushrooms sweat and your onions sweat and it's cooked through and it's soft. So we're going to add all of that delicious goodness in there. And I didn't really add salt because with the salt from the sausage and the chicken bouillon, it probably doesn't need it. I'm going to add some pepper to taste. And give it a nice good stir. Yeah, not very colorful as a main dish, but it's healthy and cheap to make. Let me give this a little try with everything. Either I have deliciousness or crap. Give me a second to try this. Don't rush me. Tastes nice, and for me it didn't need the salt because the sausage and stuff provides it. But there you have it. A cheap dish to make. Cost me like $5 because lentils are very cheap. Bag of onions are cheap. The sausage was cheap. So a cheap main dish for like $4 or $5 that is healthy. It's good for you. Cheap to make. And if you want to make a vegan version, you can use tofurkey or just put a whole thing of mushrooms in there or whatever. Mushrooms are like the most hearty, and just use a bay leaf and salt in place of the chicken stock. And if you want to use the original recipe, don't put in mushrooms. Put in the half a pound of frankfurters and add a bay leaf and salt water to your 2.5 cups of boiling water to 1 cup of lentil. So there you have it. If you want to see more videos of me rambling in my monotone voice, trying to explain how to eat healthy on a budget and get sidetracked like I am now and go off on tangents, hit my like button, subscribe, share this video. I don't care what you do. Have a nice day.